When graphing a polynomial function, there are a few things that you need to know to be able to do this easily. First, you need to find and graph the x and the y-intercepts. Second, you need to know the multiplicity of each zero, meaning whether the zero touches or crosses the x-axis. 3, you need to know the end behavior of the polynomial, whether it's even or odd. Knowing that makes it easier to know how to start and end. And 4, know the amount of turning points. You don't really need to know the amount of turning points, but confirming it might help you feel better about what you've drawn. So our function f of x equals x times x minus 1 times x minus 2. We're going to first find the x-intercepts. So we're going to set each factored part equal to 0. So x equals 0, x minus 1 equals 0, and x minus 2 equals 0. And solve. So x equals 0 is already done. Second one, we're going to add 1 over. And then not going to get 2, we're going to get 1. And then we're going to add 2 over for the last one here. And so each one of these at the beginning is to the first power. X to the first, x minus 1 to the first, x minus 2 to the first, which means they're all odd. So since they're odd, their multiplicity is a 1, they are going to cross the x-axis at these 3 points, at 0, 1, and 2. Now we need to find the y-intercept, but because it already crosses the y-intercept at 0, 0, we don't have to actually explicitly find it. It's already there. Seeing as this is a function, it's not going to cross at a second point, so we don't have to explicitly find the y-intercept. We have found the multiplicities and whether they cross or touch. Now we know the end behavior. So again, this is x to the first, to the first, to the first. So 1, 2, 3, when we distribute this all out, we're going to have a degree 3 polynomial, which is odd. And an odd degree polynomial is going to have this basic shape. So it's going to start low and end high. And since it's also a degree 3, the amount of turning points is going to be 1 less than the degree, so that means there's going to be 2 turning points. This graph is going to turn twice. So knowing all these facts, let's graph it. So again, we're going to start low and end high. So we're going to start here at the bottom. We're going to go up through the first 0, turn, go through the second 0, turn a last time, and go to the final 0, and then end high. So this is going to look like this, and turn again, and then we're going to go up forever. So again, starting low, does some stuff, ends high, crosses all 3 zeros with 2 turning points. So this is what the graph more or less looks like. It's not 100% accurate, but it's close enough. Next we have this function here, negative 1/2 times x plus 1 times x minus 1 squared times x minus 3. So we're going to disregard the negative 1/2 for the moment, and we're going to focus on getting the x-intercepts of these 3 factored parts. So x plus 1 equals 0, x minus 1 equals 0, and x minus 3 equals 0. And we're going to solve. So subtract 1 over, x equals negative 1, add 1 over, x equals 1, add 3 over, x equals 3. And this x plus 1 has a degree 1, it's odd, so this is going to cross the x-axis. X plus 1 is even because of the square, so this is going to touch the x-axis. And x minus 3 is odd, it's a 1. This is also going to cross. So negative 1, positive 1, positive 3. Now we're going to find the y-intercept, which just means plugging in 0 for all of the x values. So we're going to end up getting y equals negative 1/2, 0 plus 1, 0 minus 1 squared, 0 minus 3, So y is going to equal negative 1/2, 1, negative 1 squared is 1 again, and then negative 3. And then work this all out. Y is going to equal a positive 3/2. And so this is the y-intercept. 3/2 or 1.5. So I'm going to put it right here. And so we now know the multiplicity, crossing and touching. Now we need to know what its shape is in degree. So x to the first, this is a square, so it's be x squared. And again, x to the first, so 1 plus 2 plus 1 is going to give me 4. So this is a degree 4 polynomial, which normally has a basic shape of starting high, then ending high. But we have to be mindful of the fact that there's a negative in front. So it's going to flip this graph over, and instead of starting high, ending high, we're going to start low and end low. So this is going to be low to low. And this is a degree 4, which means there's 3 turning points. So we now have all the facts we need. So let's start off with the graph being low first. So we're going to start low. We're going to go up, cross, and then cross again. And then we're going to get to 1 where it's going to touch. It's going to touch it, bounce off, then go up, and then go through again. So it's going to look like starting low, going up. It's going to cross, cross, touch, and then cross again, and do that. So we see again it has 1, 2, 3 turning points, crossing, touching, then crossing, starting low and ending low.